4 years?
Hello and welcome back to Hedgehog Studios. I'm your host Jaconi, and it has been a while. Man, 4 years since I made my last video. Well, I made a Minecraft thing, but that's... yeah, anyway. Why, you might ask? Well, see, I made several videos back then, review videos, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was so much... it was fun. And... it was time-consuming. They were pretty intensive to make, especially since there was a learning curve, because I had never done this before. And then they all got gobbled up by Content ID, pretty much. That was disheartening, to say the least. I spent some time disputing it, and it seemed like every time I disputed one and it went away, another Content ID claim would just pop right back up from another shell company, or whatever. At one point I had 3 on the Black Death review. I think I still do, and they've just been playing musical Content ID with different companies on it. Just to give you an idea, on the Star Wars Quickie one, it initially was claimed by 20th Century Fox. And I want to take a moment to thank 20th Century Fox, because I disputed it and they were very prompt in their response, and they released it as fair use. They were very, very magnanimous about it, and it was very easy. And it wasn't but a couple months later that it was then claimed by Sony Classical. And then after that, they released it, and now it's been claimed by Walt Disney Records. So, you can't win for losing, I guess. So what I'm going to do is we're going to shift gears a little bit. I'm still going to review, but there's going to be less scripting, less clips, it'll be more conversational like this, less editing, so it'll be, more of those kind of quick cuts that you see where someone can't think of what to say next. So the videos should be shorter. There'll be a better turnaround time. I will be able to get more out there of what I want to say. I've also got new equipment. The camera is new. It is now HD. Finally, I have moved into the 21st century. To try to get a better sound arrangement, I've got this little microphone here. Because we're right next to a thoroughfare, so often you'll hear traffic going back and forth. It's annoying. Now, I don't want this video just to be, video number 4,800,600,000 complaint about Content ID. There's plenty of those out there, and I'm done with that. It's in the past. We're not going to talk about Content ID. Content ID. Wait. We're not going to talk about it. It's done. It's over. Calm blue ocean. What I am going to talk about in this video, briefly, just to wrap it up and so that it's got something besides me complaining, is Star Trek Discovery. And now I'll complain. So, alright, what I have seen so far, they've released the trailer, and they keep releasing little tidbits here and there. The trailer looked really interesting. It did. I am a big Star Trek fan. I like the cast. So far, I've got no complaints there. There's no one I'm like, they're in it. No, No, I like that. It's going to focus on 2 separate ships, apparently, and that's cool. The technology as portrayed. One of the big complaints about Star Trek Enterprise was that the technology looked too advanced, since it was nearly 100 years before the original series. And I get there's no way around that. There's no way to pull off that 60s Trek aesthetic and have it not come off as doofy, really. But I'm concerned from what I'm seeing that this show's technology looks so far kind of... I mean, I know it's going to be more advanced than Enterprise. This is 10 years before the original series, so it's, farther in the future than Enterprise was, but it's looking so much farther in advance of Enterprise than Enterprise was, say, to the original series. So I'm concerned about that to a certain degree. I can't really pass judgment on that until the show comes out. So there's that. I don't know. And the transporter room, I've seen that before, the big thing behind them. I don't know how that's going to work, but it seemed very familiar. They released a picture of the phasers. By the way, in case you're wondering, because there will be less scripting, I'll have my handy-dandy notebook. They released pictures of the phasers today, and they look similar to the original series phaser with some elements that harken back to the episode The Cage. So I liked that. That looked really cool. It was very retro, and I appreciated that a great deal. The Discovery itself, the ship, I'm not feeling it. I'm not. Starfleet has a certain aesthetic, and that aesthetic appeals to me greatly. I think that Star Trek has created some of the most beautiful ships in sci-fi, to me, anyway. I know not everyone will agree with that statement, but that's how I feel. Starfleet has a certain aesthetic, and that aesthetic tends to be blue, gray, and round. And this ship is neither blue-gray nor at all. It's triangular, as far as the body part of it goes, the secondary hull. It's just, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. The other ship looks good, from the glimpse you saw of it in the trailer. I liked it, okay, but the Discovery itself, I'm just like, really? That's what we're going with? Okay. Then there's the Klingons. This has been the big sticking point for a lot of people. The Klingons don't look the same. And no, they don't. They don't look like they looked in the motion picture or Next Gen, which they looked rather distinctly different from those two times. They don't look like they looked in the original series by a long shot. The Klingons, they're going to look different because they're from different houses, they're saying. So I don't really know how that's going to work. Because so far the Klingons have all, shared the same racial traits, but these guys have the elongated heads, and the ridges are different, and so we'll have to see how that works out. I guess I'm not kind of feeling that too. One thing I do like about the Klingons, there is one thing I do like, and that's the different armor. Not even so much that I'm like, oh, that armor's cool. That armor kind of looks like something out of, the Michael Keaton Batman armory that he had on display in stately Wayne Manor. Now, that's good that it looks different. I don't know if that armor specifically. Actually, it looks like Dracula's armor from Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Something the previous Treks tended to be guilty of is homogeny. Every single Klingon, and I know they were in the Klingon military, but the Klingon military never seemed to be that rigid. But every single Klingon had that same suit of armor. It's like they got it at birth. In the care package that the Klingon hospital would give out, you get that one certain blue baby blanket that everybody gets, and here's your Klingon armor, and I'm glad that we're finally seeing some variation there, since it is so house-based, and even the military was so house-based. Do you think they would each have their own kind of, take on the uniform, like football jerseys, something, but it was always so And, they had episodes of the original series, especially in the early Next Gen, where they go to a planet and everybody's wearing the same clothes. Like, it's all the same. And if you found the guy wearing the different colored shirt, he's the adventure hook. So that always struck me as lazy. And I'm glad that it's not going to apparently be quite that homogenized, I'm hoping. So I guess in the end, yeah, I liked the preview. It looked pretty good. And I guess in the end you could say I'm cautiously pessimistic. So that's all I have for today. So thanks for watching, and I'm glad to be back. I'll see you later.